Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Gene Brown Field here at Norwood as NCM is getting ready to bring you JV action today as Doc, the Norwood Mustangs taking on the Medway Mustangs, and I think as I mentioned early on, I kind of like the Mustangs' chances today. So thrilled to be broadcasting up here with you. We've done hockey, we've done basketball, so we might as well throw softball into the mix. Looking for a good one today. I know Medway's looking for their first win. Mustangs of Norwood at 2-0 right now. So what are you kind of looking for from a JV standpoint?
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to work with you, Mark.
It's fun.
And thank you to Jack Tolman as well for doing the video work for us today. I think what we expect to see is, some improvement of skills, right?
Yep.
Fundamentals, working on the basics here at the JV level. That's really what it's all about. I think we'll see a well-played game. It's a beautiful day. Gene Brown Field looks beautiful. There's very little wind blowing out from behind home plate. It should be a great day for some softball.
Really looking forward to it. So we'll be right back with the first pitch. And welcome back here. I'm just about ready to get underway as Lindsey Pierce steps in for Medway. Takes ball one high from Sarah Randall, our pitcher today. A number of eighth graders here, Doc, on both squads. Mustangs from Norwood have got 6 of them, and I think Medway has got at least 8 or 9 eighth graders.
Yeah, I think that's great. What an opportunity for the eighth graders. Start thinking about what it takes to get up on the big team someday, right? And, the JV level is really about working on those skills, right?
I was talking to Sarah's dad beforehand in terms of the different pitchers, and I think right now Coach Indek is trying to work with maybe 3 different pitchers. Sarah Randall being one of them here, and then, like I said, as an eighth grader. So, yeah, the more innings that these young ladies can get here at this particular level certainly just bodes, again, well for the future of the varsity. So, working up high there as Pierce is going to draw the first base on ball. So Pierce heads down with a walk, and that'll bring up May of Curley.
And that's always the challenge in the spring is, finding the strike zone, right? They don't have a lot of innings under their belt. But Sarah Randall looked good in her warm-up. She throws hard. You can see a little pop there in the glove on that one. She's just missing a little bit high.
Yeah, you can see it. And you just got to, she's going to take the step off here and just kind of collect herself as her battery mate, McKee, behind the plate there, will settle her down. There's a strike in there.
Yeah, good job of working that one on the inside corner.
So evens up the count at 1-1. Lindsey Pierce down at first. There's 2, and just like that, Randall ahead on the count 1-2.
She has some room. They're playing her a little shallow in left, kind of straight away in center and straight away in right.
Oh, and she gets her looking.
Yeah, Sarah Randall doing a good job of pounding the strike zone there, challenging those hitters, making them swing that bat, particularly with runners on base.
That was terrific pitching there by Randall, too, to come, back from that leadoff walk, and then you throw that first ball to Curley, and then to come back with 3 straight strikes, and then she throws her 4th one in there as Ava Gemelli will step in here.
Nice smooth wind-up and delivery for Sarah Randall. She looks good out there.
And Gemelli, one of the eighth graders we were mentioning, right back down there to Randall. Randall will go over to first as McDonald will take it there at first. So 2 down.
That's what the good pitchers do right there. They're an extra fielder out there in the middle of the infield. Good job, Sarah. So now we have our first lefty.
I'll bring up Olivia Frazier, 9th grader. I believe she is our catcher this afternoon. Swinging strike there. So on the fielder's choice, Pierce stands down to second. And there's 2 away here just in the top of the first. Foul back out of play.
Again, Sarah Randall doing a good job of staying right in that zone. Let's see if we see a breaking pitch here.
So Randall up 0-2. Down to second. Over quickly there. As Souza's able to retire over to McDonald. So the leadoff walk, nothing doing. So one Medway left. good top of the first inning there, Doc, for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach has to be happy with that, Mark, right? You know, anytime you get the ball on the ground, that's really what it's all about. Throw strikes, keep the ball low in the zone, let your infielders do their job. That was a very impressive first inning for Sarah Randall.
Well, it was kind of exciting, too, to come around the corner here to get ready for today's game. I don't know if Jack had a chance earlier, but the dugout is all dollied up for a second. I thought it was almost senior day, but in speaking with Coach Indek beforehand, she was saying that, because this is their first home game that they've had, is to kind of get things dressed up for the team, and it's just it looks fantastic for these young ladies.
Yeah, I love the enthusiasm that the girls have. It's just fantastic. I remember in my varsity days in the mid-2000s, Mark, the boys rode the same bus as the girls, of course. And we would be hustling to get everybody on the bus for the varsity players, right? But the girls would come in with coolers, and they had all these snacks and drinks, and they were ready to go, and it was like a big party. It was so great to see them having a good time.
I think it is just even listening to them as they were warming up, just the enthusiasm that they have. And again, it kind of helps that it's such a nice day today on a Friday, right? We're just talking about that. And you got your first home game, so you're coming right from school. So just a terrific atmosphere up here this afternoon. You got some folks that are starting to kind of trickle in here on this beautiful facility that we've got. We were just talking about. It just seems like yesterday they were dedicating it up here to Gene, and it's just the use of it with not only with the high school softball here for the JV, but just the girls softball program as a whole is absolutely fantastic here in town.
Yeah, they do a great job, and I love the camaraderie with the girls. I have some of these girls in class, and they're so great. They're excellent student athletes is what they are.
So Aubrey McDonald, our first baseman, will lead it off here as Bliss, the pitcher for Medway, comes in with a strike.
Looks like Bliss took a little something off of that one. It was low in the zone. That one's a little high.
Evens up the count there at 1. But Audrey, again, another 8th grader. It's great that these girls get the chance to come up and play this. And one gets up a little high.
See if she has the take sign here at 3-1. Be nice to get that leadoff batter on board for the Mustangs. The Norwood Mustangs, that is.
Swinging there down to third. Long throw across. Able to get it.
Yeah, good strong throw there, Fry. That was a shaker at, so actually that's Jamelli.
Jamelli down at third. Yeah, Jamelli over to Curley.
Good defense.
And so McDonald is erased 5-3. That'll bring up Cece Souza. Playing second base today. She looks at strike 1. Yeah, that was a nice job there by Bliss, though, Doc, to come back on that last pitch that kind of sailed over the catcher. And then to get the ground out. Cece a little late on the swing on that one.
Yeah, she doesn't look overpowering in terms of her stuff, but looks like she's probably a really good control pitcher.
So CC in the hole 0-2. Pop that one up. Oh, and just unable to corral that one is Pierce.
So the Stangs have something going with 1 out, right?
So 1 away.
So they're playing her pretty straight away and all around. And that one is fouled straight back. And as you said, Mark, nice little crowd in attendance today, mostly behind the backstop.
Yeah, up on that hill, it's just a great place to watch. Really, really is. Maddie McKee is your pitcher here.
The runner is off. It was a good throw. The shortstop was a little late getting there, but stolen base, nicely done for the Mustangs.
Nice backup there, too.
That's one of the things I love about softball is, it's a game of small ball, right? They really work on all those skills, base running, bunting, good fielding, throwing strikes. That's a little nubber. That's foul. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is that movement to, I don't even, what are we at? It's not 90 feet. 60?
Yeah,
I think.
I think
So you're moving 60 feet or what, one base at a time, but
yeah.
you're just looking to, to get runners into scoring position. The Mustangs of Norwood have that here as McKee tries to bring it in. That might get all the way right up the middle. It is.
And she's going to go.
Cece's able to slide in on that one as McKee gets the single and picks up the RBI.
Yeah, good job, McKee, driving that run home, right? It was a kind of a slow roller right up the middle, but we call that a C&I single, right? It went where they are not.
Hit them, as they say, hit them where they're not, right? Exactly. Well, it was funny because I think as Cece was coming around towards third, I think Coach Indek was wavering her, and she seemed to slow down a little bit, which made it probably a little closer. But needless to say, McKee picks up the RBI, and the Mustangs have the early 1-0 lead here.
Yeah, the Norwood Mustangs doing a good job of being aggressive, right? When it's in the strike zone, they're swinging the stick. Love to see that. They have some thunder now, the middle of the order coming up. Chance to get some more runs in.
And Lauren Salvucci playing shortstop today. McKee takes off.
Tremendous jump from McKee. She was basically there before the ball got there. Tremendous jump.
And with here, you have to wait, for the ball to cross home plate before you can leave. So, the ball is almost in the catcher's glove by the time you're leaving. So you really need to get on your horse. And McKee was able to do that, picks up the stolen base. So 2 stolen bases so far in the day for the Norwood Mustangs. Still just 1 away.
And she swings through that one, so she's retired on strikes. So that's 2 outs now, and bottom of the first, right?
Bring up our pitcher, Sarah Randall. See if she can help herself out here with McKee on scoring position. Comes up high for ball 1. Be a big hit here if Sarah can drive in that extra run. Ground ball down there to third, scooped up nicely. Oh, well done there by Jamali. That's 2 nice plays that she made in that inning.
Nice pickup, very smooth, strong throw.
Randall retired 5-3, but the Mustangs do pick up the 1 run on McKee's RBI, scoring Cece. And so through 1 inning of play, scores Norwood Mustangs 1, Medway Mustangs 0. And back here, ready for the top of the second, as Angelina Scapetto will lead off for Medway as they find themselves down 1-0 to the Mustangs of Norwood.
Again, Sarah Randall picking up where she left off in the first inning.
Yeah, she settled down real nicely there, Doc, after that first base on balls. So it's always kind of refreshing to see. So we'll see what Medway can do here in the the top of the second. She's not missing there by much.
No, I think it's a very tight strike zone this umpire is calling today as well.
So 3-0 here, and we'll see, kind of the same thing if Scapetto's going to be taken the whole way, and she is.
She took a nice one there.
Yeah, that is kind of tough. That must be kind of tough as a batter, right? You look down, and she's probably looking at Coach Connor Gio down there at third, and he gives her the take sign, so she's got to look at a juicy one, but she gets the base on balls. So kind of, so far, Doc, kind of a mirror of the top of the first, and we'll see if Sarah can come back here against the center fielder, Lauren Carlson.
Yeah, it's hard, in the early spring to get in the groove there and stay there. It's really asking a lot. But you can see she has good stuff there. She threw that one right by this hitter. So
oh, yeah.
Some good mustard on that fastball.
So we end the count here 0-1. A little low there. Knots it up at 1-1.
She's doing a good job, too. You can see she's moving it in and out, up and down. That's what good pitchers do, right?
Yeah, nice big target there from McKee, too. So
she's popping that glove.
She really is, yeah. I mean, we can hear it. We can hear it certainly from here. And, we're a little bit further down away from the first base here on the right field side. Just a little high there. Finds herself now 1-3, so Randall's got to come in. And isn't able to do that, so back-to-back walks. And Medway has its first 2 runners on. Bringing up Lillian Vanderhyde.
Nice to get a ground ball here for the Norwood Mustangs.
That's the pitch we're looking for.
Beautiful,
Yep.
right at the knees.
Yep. So starts Vanderhyde off with the strike. Lillian's got a wide stance down there. But boy, you're right though, Doc. Even when she misses, she's not missing by very much. And she is bringing some heat. So really nice to see if she can induce a ground ball right here. So 1-2 now.
Again, the Norwood Mustangs they're shallow in left, they're straight away in center, they're straight away in right.
Yeah, that is interesting, Doc. I've been noticing that too. Yeah, how close the left fielder's playing. That's a great pitch right there. But you're right. You know, anything out that way could be a little bit interesting. So
she threw that last one right by her.
Yeah, she did. Yep. So big pitch here. That's a great pitch. Great job. Oh, you got runners all over the place. Thrown out there. Boy, that was just a bunch of confusion. I think the Medway players weren't exactly sure what was going on. Vanderhyde struck out.
Right.
For some reason, she came down to first base.
Yeah, they're going to say first base was occupied, so the batter is out. And actually, I'll take that any day because they did a caught stealing on the runner from second to third. That's a win for the Mustangs.
Without question, yeah.
So they get 2 outs on that play. That's all right.
Yeah. Because I think, so Carlson started to head down to second. Scapetto wasn't quite sure what was going on, so she took off for third because I think she saw Carlson coming towards her.
Yeah.
And just like that, you register 2 outs. So you go from first and second with nobody out to now you got 2 outs with Carlson at second. And that brings up Sylvia Coate, the right fielder. Sylvie Coate, and one of the 8th graders here for Medway. As Randall tries to work herself out of a jam here. With first base open, but boy, it'd be nice to Doc kind of just get out of this one right here.
Yeah, she's capable of taking the bat right out of batter's hands. You know, she's throwing hard, so wouldn't be at all surprised. This is a strike.
Yeah, that's a nice pitch right there. That's kind of a tough one to hit.
You can see her bearing down now with the runner out at second. I think we're going to see the gas right here.
Just a little low. It looks like that's ball 4 there, so Coate draws the walk. Brings up Grace McLaughlin. Another 8th grader. Grace is working as the DH today. So she's got a RBI situation here with 2 away.
Yeah, nice opportunity for the Medway Mustangs.
He tried to frame that one there, but umpire wasn't having it, just outside.
This is going to be a tough strike zone to get one in there, Mark.
I was noticing the same thing. Yep. So Randall's got her work cut out for her.
Oh, excellent job, Sarah. That's impressive.
Yeah, you could do a couple more of those.
Yeah.
That's, again, kind of like the tough pitch to hit up and away. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to McLaughlin.
Excellent.
That back-to-back, even it up at 2-2.
In and out. Nicely done, Sarah. See if we can get the 3rd one here.
And there it is.
See, that's fantastic.
Terrific job there. That is a great way to battle back by Randall. She gives up 3 walks in the inning and then has 2 strikeouts. That makes 3 for the day.
She's tough out there. She's competing with you.
Really done a nice job. Yeah, that was a terrific way. You start off with back-to-back walks. Kind of a quirky play on that strikeout there to Vanderhyde. They weren't quite sure. We had maybe some base running confusion on the part of Medway. But just some smart defensive play by Norwood to be able to get that ball down to third base and to take the out. So no damage done. And again, the 3 walks don't really come back to bite Randall. So Mustangs hold that 1-0 lead here as we head to the bottom of the second.
Yeah, well-played game. We really haven't had a ball out of the infield yet, right?
Yeah. I was trying to look here, and I'm not going to say anything in terms of hits, no hits, or anything like that, because you never say that, right? You never say that to a pitcher, so I'm not going to say it. I'll say it at the bottom of the 7th or whatever it might be, but until then, I've learned to keep my mouth closed here. But yeah, she looked really good. That's that shows some grit. Not to get yourself too panicked, Doc, to kind of settle herself down and work around. You would think with 3 walks you might find yourself in trouble in an inning like that, but
yeah, you have to be impressed too with how well the Norwood Mustangs girls are coached too. On the drop third, the catcher knew exactly where her focus should be.
Yep.
Threw it down to third. She was worried about that lead runner. That was her focus. I mean, that's good coaching.
That's
right?
just smart. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because there's a base running aspect to it, on the Medway part, but defensively to know exactly what to do with the ball. As Emily Shaker steps in for the Norwood Mustangs, fouls that one off.
Allison Bliss, also impressive, only an 8th grader. I mean, she's doing a good job out there. She's throwing a lot of strikes today. And they're all down at the knee. Is another little nubber. Some good D by the Medway Mustang catcher there.
Yeah, I was watching them warm up, and Frazier is their catcher, and during the course of the warm-ups, you need that from your catcher, right? They have to be very vocal. They're kind of obviously the only player that can see the whole field. Right, and so Frazier was really dictating the warm-ups. So a strong focal catcher is extremely important, and unique that it's that she's a lefty there behind the plate.
Yeah, I mean, good defenses are built. Everything begins with strength up the middle, right?
Yep. So Kendra Berg steps in with 1 away.
Also, really amazingly disciplined hitters, Mark. We haven't seen anyone chase a ball out of the zone yet. That's impressive.
Yep. So Berg draws the walk. So 1 away.
Here comes Mariella Abi Elias, one of my students. She is fantastic.
Well, they were all very excited when they saw that we were going to be covering this, and then, also at the same time got a little nervous. They said there's no pressure.
Yeah, we want the folks at home to know, too, these girls represent the very best of their schools. As we said earlier, they're not just athletes. These are student athletes. They excel in the classroom. They excel out here on the athletic fields. More power to them. They are great.
That's why, again, you and I have had the chance to call a bunch of games together, and I really enjoy calling them with you because you bring that aspect, because these, not only the girl athletes that we have, but the boys as well. You've taught so many of them, and you just bring that insight that is just so great to hear about all of the classwork that these young athletes do, and they are all very, very impressive.
It is, yeah, and it's such an honor to work with these kids, Mark. Super kids from super families. So the Stangs with something going here.
So that'll bring up Jackie Powers. 1 away, runners at first and second.
Jackie Powers doing a good job of working this count with 2 runners on base. That's
going to get through. Oh, nice stop, though. That was a terrific job by Vanderhyde. But Powers with a solid single.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You know, that's good softball, right? Get him on, drive him in. They really had no chance of getting Berg. She's very fleet of foot. No chance of getting her at the plate. Nicely done by the Mustangs.
So really kind of our first hit of the day as Eva Eddy steps in here. Just one away. Mustangs of Norwood threatening again. Block ball's going to get all the way through, and the Norwood will advance up to second and third.
So great opportunity for the Norwood Mustangs.
So Eva steps in here with 2 out in the pond there, but Bliss comes back with a really nice pitch there, Doc.
Yeah, that one is right down the pipe. Oh, good hitters count. It was 2-1. Now it's even at 2-2. Again, Allison Bliss, she's done a good job. She's been around the strike zone really a lot.
Yeah, this would be a big out for her if she could get it, and she's able to. Eva just swings just under that one.
Nicely done. Good job bearing down, getting a big out.
So Sia Barrow steps up.
Great opportunity here for the Norwood Mustangs to bleed one through.
Fouls back.
Again, very well played game. You know, the girls are only swinging at balls that are in the strike zone. They've been putting the bat on the ball. It's a well played game.
Well, looks like there was either some sort of contact on the.
Yes.
She was hit by pitch.
Yeah, and it was dead as soon as it hit her.
Yeah, yep. So that'll load them up. And brings up Audrey McDonald for the second time. She ground to third base her first time up. So bases loaded here for Norwood. With one across so far, they're ahead 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. And McDonald trying to see if she can increase that lead. Low ball there, ball 1. Bliss got no place to put McDonald, so she needs to come into the strike zone here. Pass ball through, is going to be able to get through, and
Mariella scores on that pass ball. So that should be 3, right, Mike? Is that 3?
That brings up, well, that's 3-0 now to this inning. It's interesting too. I'll tell you though, Doc, is that backstop is not too far back behind the. You know, I mean, if you go down to the Balsh and that a ball gets past there, that's got a deep backstop, but that ball is not too far off the home plate there. So if you're going to go from third, you got to go fast, and Mariella really did that. She got down there quickly.
Yeah, very good base running. And that's asking a lot too. That pitcher has to get off the hill and get there quickly, right, for that coverage.
So Barrows down at second, Powers at third. 2 away here as Giu tries to settle his pitcher down. See if Bliss can try to get out of this one here.
I'm sure the conversation with the coach was swing at strikes only, right?
Yep. Great block there by Frazier. Souza popped up to the shortstop her first time up, but fell in for E5. Ground ball down there is going to go foul. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Audrey's still up. I misspoke. I thought that was Souza had come up. McDonald's trying to see if she can drive in these 2 runs here. That's a good pitch right there.
She should see a really nice pitch right here.
Yeah, 2-2, and like you said, Bliss has got to strike her out there. Foul tip, but
So Bliss does a good job.
Bliss does a fantastic job of coming back, only giving up 2 on that after a couple hits and a hit by pitch, but Mustangs of Norwood able to put 2 more across. So after 2 complete, the Mustangs of Norwood have 3, and the Medway Mustangs 0.
All right, and welcome back, everyone. We are here for top of the 3rd action from Gene Brown Field on April 28, 2023. It's your Norwood Mustangs against the Medway Mustangs. Mike Crowley and Mark Hoover. Mark, so great to work with you on this beautiful spring day.
It is, again, we haven't had a really tough winter, so it's kind of hard to say, oh, it's so nice to see the grass again. Nothing was covered this winter, which was fine. I got to go skiing, and I'll let the snow stay up there and not have to shovel it down here. But it is nice to be up here. With the leaves are starting to come out, and it's just a great time of year.
And we have Jack Tolman bringing you all these great camera angles today, so thank you, Jack. So you can see that's Sarah Randall, only an 8th grader. She's been very impressive, working into her 3rd inning. Mark, she's done a great job.
She really has, Doc. A couple times she's had to battle back. A couple leadoff walks in both innings. There she gets her counterpart Bliss looking. So Bliss goes down on the strike. So I think that might be maybe her 3rd, 4th strikeout so far. So she's had a couple base on balls. But that's kind of a nice way, Doc, to start off this inning is not leading that leadoff runner come up.
Absolutely. So this is Lindsay Pierce. So she bats for the 2nd time in the 3rd inning. She walked back in the 1st. She's the shortstop for the Medway Mustangs. And she battles against Sarah Randall.
Yeah, if I'm Medway, I certainly want to. I don't want someone like Sarah to kind of get into a groove, right? Because we've seen that when she's on, she can be, really sharp. And there's 2 right there, Doc, that she's just dropped in very nicely.
Yeah, and she has the ability to throw it right by you as well. She has excellent velocity. She's really talented. So she actually, yep.
Yeah,
so
goes back-to-back strikeouts just like that.
So Lindsay Pierce has gone on strikes. This will bring up on Curley, who's the first baseman. Looks like Maeve Curley. She went down on strikes in the 1st. She bats for the 2nd time. So she'll face Sarah Randall. She wears that number 4 for the Medway Mustangs. So she takes ball 1. Sarah Randall delivers.
That's a good pitch.
So 1-1 is the count to the Medway Mustangs first baseman. Again, Norwood Mustangs leading 3-0, top of the 3rd. It's been a well-played game, only 1 ball out of the infield so far. Good hitters count now for Maeve Curley. Let's see if she can do something with Sarah Randall. 2-1 is the count. She swings through that one. Looked like a changeup, Mark. She took something off that.
And and you can see that ball start to kind of rise, and not much that she can do on that.
So 2-2 is the count, and then she blows it by her.
Just like that, 1, 2, 3, strikes out the side on that one.
That is impressive, Sarah Randall. Boy, she's tough.
Well, she must have known again that NCM was going to be here, and I saw her father, and despite the fact that he is here this afternoon, she's still playing quite well. I told him, I said, if she messes up at all, it's going to be her father's fault. If she does well, it's all credit goes to her. She agreed quite quickly.
Good stuff.
So
Good
that was a terrific inning. That's exactly what she wanted. No leadoff hitter gets on, and then boy, she just bears down. And Doc, I think as I was saying, if I'm Medway, I don't want someone like Randall to kind of get into a groove because it could be could make for a long, or short afternoon, as it were.
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, if the Medway Mustangs, feel the need to play a little small ball here and get Sarah Randall to move around and field her position. She looks very athletic, so it'll be interesting to see.
We've been fortunate. I was going to go help get that one infield ball that came zipping by, but I'll have to get it at the break. that we haven't had any, and again, here I am kind of probably jinxing us, right? By saying, so I'm not saying we haven't had any foul balls come down this way, but we got to be at the top of our game just in case.
So this is number 19 for the Mustangs, correct?
Yeah, so it should be Cece coming up.
Oh, good. Excellent. Very good. So Cece Souza, the second baseman, she reached on an error back in the first inning. She bats for the second time today here in the third. And there's a grounder right back to Bliss. Does a good job of fielding her position. And she retires Cece.
It was a nice job by Bliss, too. I mean, come back, kind of bounced on her a little bit, stuck with it, didn't panic, and still had time to throw Souza out. So,
and if you're scoring that one at home, you score that one 1-3, right?
Yep.
So let's bring up Maddie McKee out at second base. So she reached on the error back in the first, batting for her second time. She was stranded at second base in the first inning. And Bliss leaves that one high, so the count is 1-1 to the Medway Mustang second baseman, or the Norwood Mustangs rather.
Yeah, a couple high ones here from Bliss. And 4 straight on that, so.
So Maddie McKee is aboard. One down in the Norwood Mustang third. So let's bring up number 21, Lauren Salvucci. She's the shortstop for the Mustangs. She went down on strikes in the first. That one is low.
I was talking to Coach Imbeck before the game, and she'd mentioned that got a couple of her players are out sick today. I know one of them. Ooh, that's a nice little sharp throw down there. You got to be ready. But Izzy Gallo, one of their shortstops, freshman this year, is out sick. She was actually not going to make it today. I was talking to her parents, and Izzy was all set to make the trip up to varsity today.
Wow. No
so
kidding.
She had the chance to go and got up this morning and wasn't feeling well. So didn't get to do either game. But Izzy Gallo, part of that Columbine athletic tradition that continues. Her older sister, a junior up at the school, a field hockey and lacrosse player.
Allison Bliss gets a strike, so the count goes to 3-1 on Lauren Salvucci. Again, the Norwood Mustang shortstop. She bats with 1 out here in the Mustang third. It looks like now it must be 3-1, Mike.
Yep. Yeah, Bliss is having just a little bit of trouble. That's a nice little pitch there, but just outside.
So the second consecutive walk for Bliss. 2 Mustangs aboard here in the home half of the third. So this will bring up the pitcher, Sarah Randall. She was retired 2-3 in the first inning.
A chance right here for her to, again, kind of that same thing, pick up a couple.
And she lifts that into right field, and it's going to drop. This should bring in at least 1. The ball is loose in the infield. So Sarah Randall drives in Maddie McKee. And that's the 4th Mustang run, so that's an RBI for Sarah Randall.
Kind of a tough ball, too, because I know that, we don't – it was funny because I had to throw some extra tape down here on the lineups as the wind is picking up just a little bit. You can see the flag is starting to move there behind the dugout. So Coate, she's out there in right field, and that wind can kind of start to play little tricks with you. And that one just kind of nicked off her glove.
Yeah, now we have a really strong
wind blowing
from
you can
left
feel
to
it,
right.
Yeah. So it hadn't been doing anything all day, and we get one of the balls in the outfield, and the poor outfielders then will have to deal with the wind. Like why wasn't that hit last inning?
So the runners move up on that pass ball, and Emily Shaker lifts one off foul to the right-hand side. So the count goes to 1-1 to Emily Shaker. In batting for the second time. She was retired in the second. So 2-1. Good hitters count here. Let's see if she's ready to turn loose on this one. She's the number 6 hitter for the Mustangs. She drives it hard on the ground. It's picked up at short. But that is going to score Lauren Salvucci. So Emily Shaker gets the RBI. That scores Lauren Salvucci with the 5th run for the Norwood Mustangs.
Smart play, though, by Pierce, to not even really kind of worry about, the runner coming home and just take the out. So Pierce was able to get the shore out there. And it was kind of close, actually, as Curley was able to get that ball quickly back over to third, and Randall was able to get in under the tag. But nice defensive play by Medway.
So this will bring up the left fielder for the Mustangs, Kendra Berg. We're number 5. She scored back in the second inning. This is a second at bat. She takes the strike right at the knees. Again, nice opportunity for Kendra. Has a runner out at third. She beats one on the ground to the right-hand side, and she is retired. And the Mustangs are retired in the third, but not before they pick up 2 more. So we've played 3 innings here at Gene Brown Field in Norwood with your score. Norwood Mustangs 5, Medway Mustangs 0. And we'll be back. All right, everyone, and we're back. Top of the 4th action. We got this one, Mark. We got it. Oh. Just off the fingertips.
Oh, if we'd got that, do you get to keep it? I think if we catch that ball, I'm keeping it. I'm not going to give it back, right? That's a foul ball. We should be entitled to it.
So it's great to be back with everyone in the top of the 4th here from Gene Brown Field. We have a new pitcher, and this one is driven down the right-hand side as well. So this is Lauren Salvucci is on the mound for the Mustangs to begin the 4th. So Salvucci in the 4th. She started at shortstop for the Mustangs today. The Norwood Mustangs currently leading the Medway Mustangs 5-0. And we're here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, so Salvucci comes in for Randall. Randall's going to sit.
So this is Ava Gemelli. And she bounced one back to the pitcher and was retired in the first inning. So she bats for the second time here in the 4th, and that's really a testament to how strong Sarah Randall had for an afternoon, Mark, when Ava Gemelli had her first at-bat in the 3rd, has her second at-bat now in the 4th.
Yep.
Wow, that's impressive.
Well, that 1-2-3 inning where she had 3 strikeouts certainly helped her, and no earned runs, no hits, right?
Right.
Yeah, so
exactly.
Randall gets away with at least a no-hitter through 3. So we can close the book on her. So we can say that she pitched a no-hitter. I'm not saying anything else about the rest of the game.
Right.
Because I'm not jinxing anything. But we do have a couple. So I know that Eddie has moved here into right field, and Barrows is now over in left field.
That one's beat on the ground to short.
Good hustle.
Yeah, good hustle by number 25, Ava Gemelli. So she beats that one out. So that's going to be an infield hit. So this will bring up Olivia Frazier, the catcher for the Medway Mustangs today, wearing number 24. She was thrown out 4-3, second to first, back in the first inning. Again, she is only batting for the second time here in the 4th inning. So she takes a strike. Again, Lauren Salvucci doing a good job of throwing strikes out there, Mark.
Yeah, and again, I think that's kind of one of the things that Coach was mentioning. You want to try to develop, these young pitchers. And so you saw what Randall could do. She gave you 3 strong, solid innings. And so now let's see what Salvucci can do as you want to develop these players for the next level.
So Lawrence Salvucci delivers. There's a pop right at home plate.
That is such a tough play for the catcher. Those are really hard. And you can see Coach is kind of telling her, really what you want to kind of do is almost turn your back to the infield. But you got Frazier, she was kind of sitting right there. But no damage right there. That's a great pitch.
Yeah, Lauren Salvucci doing a good job of getting the strikeout. So there's one down in the Medway Mustang fourth. This brings up Angelina Scopetto, the second baseman. She walked back in the second and was stranded at second base. She takes a ball. Again, it's been a well-played game on both sides. Nice job there to even the count at 1-1. The Medway Mustangs second baseman.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Lauren's come in nicely, and really the Norwood Mustangs haven't missed a beat here in terms of the pitching. They both have very similar styles and both very effective. So kind of a nice, quote, problem to have, obviously, if you're the coaching staff here of the Mustangs.
Yeah, and such a young JV team as well, right? A lot of 8th graders, right?
That's a great pitch, back-to-back.
Back-to-back strikeouts, fantastic. So Angelina Scopetto goes down on strikes. This will bring up Lauren Carlson. Lauren Carlson, a freshman, wearing number 7. She swings through that one. Lauren Carlson walked back in the second inning. She's currently down 0-1. Swings through that one, so Lauren Salvucci is ahead 0-2. She's tough out there, man.
I was going to say, Medway was kind of hoping that Randall doesn't get into a groove, and they finally get a new pitcher, and it's, right now at least anyway, it looks a lot of the same as what they were seeing with Randall.
I love it. She's up 0-2, and she wastes one. See if she'll get the batter that chase it, right?
That's smart.
Again, some good mustard on that one from Lauren Salvucci, so the count is even at 2-2.
And even Doc, even when she is missing, she's not missing by very much, right? I mean, she has got some nice control. And the more pitches she gets, and there she goes. So the leadoff infield hit. And Salvucci comes in and goes, you know what? Well, that's enough of that. 1, 2, 3 on 3 strikeouts. So a well played top of that inning right there by the Mustangs. You got a couple folks defensive changes, get a couple pitching changes, and the script remains the same for the Norwood Mustangs.
Right, that's impressive. That's impressive. So it looks like it'll be the bottom of the order for the Mustang girls. We may have some pinch hitters here. It is the home half of the fourth. And so, no, actually, Mariella B. Elias is going to bat for herself. So she scored the third Norwood Mustang run back in the second inning. This will be her second at bat here in the home half of the fourth.
And we know that if we're trying to keep score here, and if we're not doing the appropriate job, I know that we can go down and talk to Sophie Pike, the team manager for this Norwood Mustang JV team, and Sophie is a freshman, but she keeps the book down there for Coach, so she probably knows exactly what's what. I'm sure she's got all the correct stats. So if we're incorrect on a ruling, I'm going to go to the source, and Sophie will correct us quite quickly, I'm sure.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Again, it's cooled off a little bit. The sun, we've had some clouds filter in, so the sun has gone. It's cooling off a little bit here at Gene Brown Field. So up we'll see Mariella B. Elias. We're in number 16. She's in center field today. She swings through that one from Allison Bliss. And again, Allison Bliss only an 8th grader. She's throwing a lot of strikes today, Mark.
Yeah, she's, continuing to work here. And for Medway, probably a chance to kind of work these young arms so they can kind of get ready for it.
There's no substitute for getting your innings in, right?
Exactly.
Getting your work in.
Yep. Coach Indek kind of forgot halfway through there that they needed a third base coach, so she gets herself over there.
So the count is 2-2 to Mariella B. Elias. Again, the Norwood Mustangs center fielder.
We did want to say something about, Mariella there where she was warming up in the last inning, kind of overshot the warm-up and nearly hit our camera. So I told her we would get her on air, and she told me not to. So as soon as you say, don't do that, Mark, I'm going to do it. So she should have said, oh, okay. But sharp for her, she draws that base on balls. And, the ball had gotten, past Frazier. And Mariella, she just, she took off down to first because you just never know, right? You might be able to turn that into something. She's got some wheels. Looking to get the bunt here.
So Jackie Powers, the shortstop, and Mariella takes off, and she'll have second base. So we'll credit her with that stolen base. Jackie Powers, the count is 1-0. She's batting for the second time. She singled back in the second, was stranded at third.
It's hit sharply. Oh, smart play there, too, by Coach to hold up the runner there with a ball hit just kind of that really hit well. But that ball gets in real quick.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there by Jackie Powers. Good wood, or good metal on that one, if you will. Moves Mariella over to third. So the Norwood Mustangs have something going with first and third, no outs here in the Norwood Mustang fourth.
I think Coach Guiju here is going to try to see if he can't settle his squad down here. You got to kind of figure out, are you going to concede that run there at third? Maybe try to turn two or at least get a force. But at least make sure everyone is on the same page here for this squad. Again, talking to him, before today's game, they're sitting here at 0-3. They're looking to get their first win as a young squad. So just probably making sure that folks know where the ball is going to go, depending on, where it's hit, where in the infield they're going to go. But they bring that shortstop in pretty close, so maybe going to try to.
The runner takes off.
Yeah.
And nothing doing in terms of Mariella B. Elias taking off for home. Again, good coaching by the Norwood girls. Knew exactly what to do. So this batter is Eva Eddy. She went to right field in the fourth for the Mustangs. So this is her first at bat on the day. Again, the right fielder.
Actually, I think Coach has been having everybody bat. So I think Eddy, she might have been up. Yeah, she struck out her first time up.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. Because I think she's been batting everybody through.
That's one of the great things of high school sports, isn't it? The continuous batting order. So Eva Eddy draws the walk, and the bases are full of Norwood Mustangs. So here's Saya Barrows. She was hit by a pitch back in the second and was stranded at second base, so she bats here in the fourth. 1-0 is the count to her.
Nice block there by Frazier. Yeah, as this inning has gone on, you can kind of see that, and Bliss has been throwing a lot of pitches. Comes right back there with a good solid strike. But Frazier has been very active there behind that plate defensively. That's dangerous too. Again, like you said, Doc, with that those bases loaded, it doesn't take very much, a pass ball there. And
so Allison Bliss, yeah, absolutely. Allison Bliss battles back to 2-2 against Saya Barrows. No place to put another base runner, but down she goes to first.
So Barros, I think it was funny, the pitch before, which was a strike, I think she thought it might have been the third strike, and she was getting ready to walk towards the dugout and was told there was only 2 strikes. Popped up there. Once again, that is just such a hard play for a catcher. It was the one position I played in baseball, primarily because it was the shortest walk to the dugout, so it was easiest to get in and out. But I'll tell you, you just get so disoriented sometimes when you're looking straight up. You're not quite sure exactly where you are. It can get a little dizzy, and we've seen that happen to both the catchers today on those pop-ups. Right. We just haven't been able to corral them. So
this brings up Audrey McDonald, and there's a little...
that's a terrific play right there. Great play by Frazier.
So Audrey McDonald is retired. This will bring up the second baseman, Cece Souza. This will be her third at bat. She reached on an error in the first, grounded back to the pitcher in the third. She bats for the third time here in the 4th inning, with 1 out in the Mustang 4th. Nice stop there by the Medway Mustang catcher as well, Frazier.
Yeah, she's got to be ready because, I mean, the down there at third, they're ready to hop on any sort of pass ball. So yeah, Bliss is going to try to see if she can't get herself out of this one. Again, you got no place to put anybody, so you really got to kind of concentrate. Ball 4 there, so everyone will move up.
So that'll score Jackie Powers with the 7th Norwood Mustang run. So Cece Souza takes the walk. This will bring up Maddie McKee. She is number 3, the second baseman.
It's interesting because I look across the way and I don't see, Medway having anybody necessarily warm up. So I don't know if Coach G is just going to kind of go with Bliss the whole way, or try to get her through this inning and kind of do maybe what Norwood did and just make the change between innings, where Salvucci came in for Randall.
So again, Maddie McKee at bat. She reached in the first. She came around to score the second, actually the 4th Mustang run back in the 3rd. She takes that one high. We're getting closer to the 10 runs, 2 after 5. So I wonder
that
if
might fall in there.
Yeah, that one does. So that's a single for Maddie McKee. Nice piece of hitting for Maddie McKee. That's an RBI. So she scores Cece Souza on that one.
So everybody moves up. Barros is shaking a little bit of the dirt out there. She got in underneath, and nice slide over to third, so she's making sure she's in one piece.
So actually check that. It was the Eva Eddy that she scored. So Saya Barros now moves down to third, and 8 runs in for the Mustangs. And this is number 21, the current pitcher, Lauren Salvucci. Worked that one inside.
A lot of credit, though, to Bliss, though. It hasn't been easy, and she has just continued to battle.
Right. And they're not knocking the cover off the ball either, right?
They're having some, and that's got to be difficult, too. I mean, you watch the softball and somehow being able to pitch underhand, fast pitch, to bring it into a strike zone, it can't be an easy thing to do. And, because a lot of stuff that Bliss has been a little low or a little high.
Right. Yeah. And in these cold afternoons, too, not an easy task. So this brings up number 25, Sarah Randall, the starting pitcher today, who did such a great job for the Mustangs. She was thrown out 5-3 in the first. Had an RBI single in the third. She bats for the third time here in the Mustang fourth.
So Bliss trying to get herself out of this one. Randall's just going to kind of sit there and make her obviously try to throw a strike. And that's 4 straight. She's not able to do so. So Mustangs continue. This inning here it was kind of interesting because I had seen earlier that there had been a score that was a little bit lopsided against Medway, so I wasn't quite sure exactly what to expect. And at least through the first couple there, Bliss was right on, and it looks like she's just been having some trouble here. It could be a fatigue issue. As you go along, you throw a lot of pitches. It's not easy, but she found one right there.
So Emily Shaker, wearing number 27, the third baseman for the Norwood Mustangs, swings through that one. Takes that one low, so it's 1-1. I remember, one of the greatest challenges of coaching at this level, Mark, whether it's baseball or softball, spring in New England where you have all those cloudy days and you get back-to-back days of rain. Now the schedule gets backed up, right?
Yep.
So now you have to play 3 or 4 in 3 or 4 consecutive days, and now all of a sudden you're short of arms, or if you get a tired arm, a tender arm, all of a sudden now you get big trouble, right?
Yep. It's funny, you talk to someone like John Longley, if you got the winter sports, it's all pretty taken care of, unless it's a snow day. But, you don't have to worry too much because everything's indoors. You get to spring, and you've got kind of a shortened season to begin with, and because you don't have a lot of time to get all of these games in, and all it takes is a rain here or there, and trying to reschedule these and move things around. And you're right, Doc, you start to kind of have to squish them together. That's too bad because I think for someone like Coach Giu there, like Bliss had played that ball well, and I think she was all set to go to first to get the out.
Right.
And then
she heard
a lot of people saying 4, and so by the time you kind of look back there towards the catcher, it's kind of like a quick little panic thing,
Right.
So a tough break there.
So our clean scorecard just went out the window, Mark, because that was Kendra Berg batting for the second time here in the fourth inning.
I tried to find a score sheet off of the internet, and it turns out it only had 9 spots, so I've got to learn to get a better one for softball next time. But
here's Mariella. She bats for the second time in the fourth inning.
Well, like I said, Sophie's got the official softball book down there. I can see her down in the dugout, so she is in complete control of the. Fortunately, they're not going to come looking to us for for a summary of this one.
So I have us at 10 right now. So the Mustangs can get 3 quick outs, and actually, if they can get 3 quick outs in the top of the 5th, this game could be over. So Mariella B. Elias draws the walk.
It's something like when you look at with someone like Bliss who's having to kind of go through this. This is real tough for her, but the fact that she's continuing to battle to the best that she can, knowing what's going on around her, I think speaks a lot to the character of this young pitcher. And it looks like a little bit of confusion there, as the Mustangs were able to push another one across. Wasn't quite sure there on the pass ball. But you can kind of look at, you look at body language, and it's hard. It's not easy. there have been times that the Norwood teams have been on the other side of these types of scores and these types of games.
Right.
And there are going to be days that Medway is going to be on the other end, the instead of the receiving end.
Right.
is just one of those you've got to kind of bear down and get through these kind of games, get through these kind of innings. Right. And, you hope to come out the other side stronger from it.
Yeah, and again, she's getting her innings in, right? So that's Jackie Power. She's retired on strikes.
Wasn't quite, again, kind of, you look down there, a little bit of confusion in terms of the strikeout, and then folks start to try to move up.
That's Kendra Berg down at second base, number 5, right?
She was able to get back, and then she had the Medway player right on top of her, and I think, her teammates were telling her there to, to call that timeout, so because you could see the umpire walking out,
right.
She's not going to do it until you call it.
So this brings up Eva Eddy, the right fielder. She bats for the second time here in the 4th. She walked and came around to score earlier in the 4th inning. So 2-0 is the count for her.
So Bliss just trying to get out of this inning here, and like you said, Doc, and then they can, get to the top of their inning. Oh, nice little play there. Nice job. She just kind of flipped that ball.
So Eva Eddy.
Pierce is able to just kind of flip that ball. And a nice little job there. As Curley was walking by, number 4, their first baseman, she just kind of gives Bliss a little tap on the back. I mean, that's a long, tough inning for that youngster. But little things like that, like someone like Curley that comes through and does something like that is terrific stuff.
Yeah, it's about what do you do about it, right? Do you come back swinging this next inning, next opportunity? So let's do a run count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 13 in for the Mustangs, 14. So looks like if they can get 3. We may be in slaughter rule territory here.
So, yeah, kind of that same thing. So, I mean, it's going to be tough, obviously, if you're Medway. We saw what Salvucci did when she came in to pick up there for Randall. But, you pick up 1 or 2 here. And you never know. I see that Randall's moved on into first base now. So McDonald might be done for the day. She is. I see her on the in the dugout.
It'll be 7, 8, and 9 for the Medway Mustangs. So it'll be Vanderhyde, Coate, and then McLaughlin.
So, yeah, tough inning for Medway, and see how they kind of respond with the bats. A hit here, a walk there, and, not insurmountable. A difficult climb, but not one that's insurmountable. And if you're the Mustangs of Norwood, if you're Salvucci, you just want to, focus laser here on this inning. It's probably kind of one of those tough things that as a pitcher, right, Doc, you just had a great inning your last time up, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then while I'm sure you're glad, for the run support, if you're in a groove, you really want to kind of get back out there, right? You want to get back out there and start pitching again. And
yep,
she
she
doesn't waste any time doing that, does she? But, sometimes you see that at all different levels, right? A pitcher, they sometimes will focus on them in the dugout while they're sitting there waiting, and, you sit so long.
Right.
Now, here in the softball, Salvucci, she would have had to bat. She would have been on the bases and running, so at least she's moving. But
yeah, that's the challenge for the coaches, right? Even with this big lead, keeping everybody focused, keep working on the things that we need to work on, right? So it looks like it'll be 1 and 2 to Lillian Vanderhyde. She's the left fielder for the Medway Mustangs today. She went down on strikes in the 2nd inning. She bats for the 2nd time here in the 5th. And she's retired on strikes. Boy, she throws hard, Mike.
Yeah. They have the Norwood pitchers today really have been overpowering. Salvucci and Randall have just the Medway just hasn't been able to. They don't have an answer for them at least up until this point, right? They've just been when they have been swinging or making contact. It hasn't been anything very powerful. This 1-2 combination that Coach Indek has is really pretty impressive thus far. And there she takes that, takes a little off there.
Yeah, the coach has to be really happy, as you said, with the Norwood staff today, getting ahead of hitters, even in these cold afternoons, throwing strikes. That's impressive. So 1-2 is the count to Sylvie Coate. She's the right fielder for the Medway Mustangs today. She walked back in the second. She's only batting for the second time here in the fifth. Kind of tells the story of what we were just talking about, the control of the Norwood Mustang pitchers. Lauren Salvucci brings up her second strikeout.
Back to back. She 5 on the day?
5, the last 5 outs, consecutive strikeouts. That is impressive.
Yeah, oh yeah, she comes up and
wow.
gives up that either the first hit or something like that, and then 5 strikeouts in a row.
An infield single at that, right? So this is Grace McLaughlin. She's the designated hitter for the Medway Mustangs. She went down on strikes back in the second, bats for the second time here in the Medway fifth. What a great location for that fastball.
Yeah. What I kind of like and find encouraging, you look across the way at the Medway dugout. They are all up. They are all on the fence.
Right, love it.
There is you really would not know that they were down by the amount of runs that they are down. And I saw their coach down there at third, again, just as enthusiastic as if it were 10-0, and they were winning kind of deal. So it's really kind of a neat thing up there. They are all up.
Yeah, the camaraderie is wonderful. Never be a substitute for high school sports, right?
I mean, and we know, Doc, how fast these times go. I mean, having all of our kids gone through it. And just like that, that's strikeout number 6.
6 consecutive.
6 consecutive strikeouts, and I think that, that's going to do it. But, wow. Salvucci comes in and just absolutely, I don't even want to say slams the door shut. Like, she closed it, put the lock on it.
Right. Oh, my goodness.
Threw up some plywood and absolutely closed the book on them. That was an impressive showing there by the pitching of the Mustangs, both for Randall and Salvucci. Just can't get over that. And Randall had a little bit of trouble in the beginning. She had that base on balls, and then she had that second inning where she gave up 2 walks, and then she settles down and gets a bunch of strikeouts. Coach Index switches him up. Salvucci doesn't miss a beat and winds up striking out 6 to end the game. That was really, really something impressive there by the Norwood Mustangs.
Yeah, so happy for the girls. Really good softball, well played. I don't think any errors really to speak of, right? The pitchers throwing strikes. Good, strong defense, timely hitting, smart base running on both sides. And just want to wish the very best to both teams. The future is bright for both teams. Allison Bliss is a warrior. She did a great job out there today for the Medway Mustangs. And just want to say the congrats on both teams and wish them the best the rest of the way.
Yeah, I thought someone, watching them, Medway across the way, obviously the score sheet's going to look a certain way, but they don't seem to miss a beat. They really didn't. And someone like Bliss, who up until that last inning was, I thought, very effective, missing here and there. But for her to go through that whole inning where she gave up, the number of walks that she did,
right.
And yet, she battled all the way through.
Right.
And I thought that, to me, was extremely impressive because that can't be easy, right?
Yeah.
Like you're sitting out there, and it just can't be easy. And she stuck with it. And, if I'm Coach Gio, I hope that, you learn, from that. You can see him talking with his group there, that they just continue to learn. Like you said, I mean, that's a bunch of 8th graders out there, right? So, I mean, if you're Medway, and I've got 8th graders playing as well as they do, by the time they're seniors, I mean, if you've got 5 years of these young ladies playing, same thing for Norwood, right? We've got a bunch of 8th graders. If you've got all these 8th graders playing, in 5 years, could you imagine what that group of seniors is going to look like?
Right.
And the same thing here for Norwood. But just a terrific showing by the Mustangs of Norwood. We kind of thought, like they moved to 3-0. Medway, unfortunately, still hasn't gotten that first win yet, but it'll come. It'll come for them. So, once again, boy, I tell you, it's always so much fun. Calling all sorts. It really is. It's such a great thing.
Always.
And I knew that when the JVs, and I love doing the JV stuff. The ones that may not get all of the a lot of the the airtime. So it's so much fun to do these kind of games, because we'll be calling these names in a couple of years, right? We'll be calling the Randalls and the Salvucci's and all of them in a couple of years. And who knows? Maybe we'll see Bliss in 5 years going up against Randall, right?
Right.
You never know. But
and that's the beauty of NCM, right? They make sure that all these teams get covered, right? So that's why NCM is such a jewel, such a great asset to our Norwood community. So we're going to say goodbye from Gene Brown Field. Again, a pleasure working with you, Mark. Thank you.
Always fun, Doc.
I want to give a shout-out to Jack Tolman doing all the great camera work for you today. And we'll say congratulations to both teams and goodbye from Gene Brown Field. Take care, everyone.
Have a great afternoon.